So you leave the master bedroom and you're back in the private study with the fireplace and books.
Head back out to the star room.
Back out to the star room.
I'm following her.
Skaith, you can tell she obviously found whatever that thing is. Like, the breathing. Like, you could tell she pinpointed and probably stared him down and just walked away.
Well, she probably didn't think it was very much worth it to go after him.
Skaith, roll the d20.
You're not doing anything except for being bothersome little peskies.
I rolled a 20.
Ooh, nice. Alright. You did get enough time, to warn Ivory, as this door to the bathroom blasts open. She happened to whirl around and see the door open before the door between the study and the bedroom shut, but separating you two. Skaith, you turn around. There appears to be nothing. The door just flew open. You hear the scampering as this little invisible kobold scampers across the bed and runs into the bathroom. Shuts the door behind him. You can hear it lock.
Am I still able to, like, avoid him? Just go the other way?
He just jumped across the bed and ran to the bathroom, as far as you can tell.
Okay.
Roll perception one more time.
4.
As you're wondering what the heck is up with these guys, like, really? What are they even doing? You notice the curtains on the bed start to give a natural breeze to them, but you notice that there's not a window open.
I want to book it out of there. I'm tired of things randomly.
You're in the
coming
study
up.
and you've just been cut off from Skaith. All you know is that the door... He just shouted something about a door and the door shut between you two.
I'm gonna try and break the door down.
Roll it. Alright, Skaith, since you're not investigating, roll it as well.
I don't want to investigate. It's
19.
spooky. I got a 12.
Alright, Ivory, how do you want to break this door down?
Body slam it.
Alright, this does seem to be a very sturdy door. You give it a good, full run at this door. Give it a good shoulder body slam. Good shoulder slam, anyways. This door does seem to give, like one of its hinges breaks, but this will probably need a good another hit. Skaith, one of these curtains is slinking down on the bottom of the floor, like it's unraveling itself from the top of the tapestry, and is, now slithering at you like a snake.
How about no? I want to see if I can, do I still have the torch? I should still have the torch.
You have what you have enough ingredients to make one more torch. You kind of threw your other torch at the mimic.
Yeah, that's right. I would like to, yes, I would like to make a torch really quickly.
You quickly manage to light a torch as this thing is about to grab your foot, looks like.
Burn it! Burn it!
Alright, roll to set the curtains on fire.
How about a 6?
Alright, this thing kind of snatches you out from underneath your balance. You kind of fall on your back as this thing kind of just snags your feet from out from underneath you. The torch is still lit and still in your hands, though.
Burn it!
Roll again, as this thing will kind of try to flip you upside down.
12.
I rolled a 13. This thing kind of manages to get you practically on your head, but that is flailing enough to try and catch this curtain on fire. This curtain does get set aflame, to which the entire thing practically goes up in fire. It does not appear to be smoking, but this thing is on fire. And it is also on fire around your foot. And you are upside down. Ivory, break the damn door down.
Yep, I want to do another ram into it and break it down.
What'd you roll?
17.
Alright, this door comes off its hinges. You break the door in as Skaith is now upside down, hanging by his feet by a flaming tapestry.
my sword.
Roll to jump and see if you were tall enough to cut this tapestry.
19.
Alright, you managed to masterfully acrobat this and slice off the portion that was holding his foot. Escape, you fall to the floor, a burning scrap of cloth still clinging to your ankle. As
I
this,
try and pat it out.
I will have you take 5 fire damage, but you do pat the flames out. The cloth does go limp around your ankle. This curtain just seems to flail. It has not made any noise. It seems to just flail as this thing kind of just burns up to cinders, and the bedroom is now beginning to set on fire. The bed catches fire.
We book it out of there.
I don't want to be burned alive.
Alright, you quickly rush into the study, to which the fireplace is now roaring even heartier than before. Both of you roll perception.
8.
9.
Alright. The flames just kind of gouge out of this fireplace with much ferocity as this bedroom is also on fire behind you, and quickly catching ablaze. The private study does not have anything seemingly open to it, but the door does still lead open back towards the star room. Both of you hear more warbling outside, as if like near the open atrium area, as this fire quickly encroaches this master bedroom.
Is there anything I can use to put the fire out?
You do not see anything readily available. The only thing in any form of liquid, other than maybe what you guys may have on you, is an inkwell at one of the tables.
As an inkwell or ale, neither one is a good option.
Well, it depends on what
Let's book
viewpoint
it
you're
to,
looking at.
to the star room.
Make it towards the star room, and in the middle of the open atrium, you can see the grandiose figure of the Illithid again, talking with 2 more kobolds, but they are visible.
I want to try and throw my dagger and chain at the elephant.
Alright, roll it. I agree, what shall you do?
1.
You grab at this thing and you are all confident, you are posed and aimed yourself. You grab for this dagger, it slips out of your fingers and clatters to the floor with kind of a loud echoing clatter.
I want to try and charge it.
Before you can do that, the Illithid and the kobolds just look in your way like, what? And they have spotted you. As this loud clatter of a dagger echoes on the floor. Daniel just stands there with a, oh my god, look on his face. It's like, that just happened.
Like, oh, come on! I had it and everything!
The doors between the star room and the atrium instantly slam shut. And the doors on either side of you, opening towards the statue room and the sunroom, open.
I want to run towards the sunroom.
I follow suit.
Alright, you make it towards the sunroom, you burst in, and there's it's essentially a just large sitting room with a very large bay window.
Okay.
Both of you roll perception.
14.
16.
Both of you hear horrid screaming as it sounds like a kobold is being tortured. You kind of glance behind you as you see this kobold running around on fire. Possibly the one that was in the bedroom, locked in the bathroom. He's kind of just flailing in this star room as he kind of falls to his knees as he's burned
I try
alive.
to put out the fire. I run back and try and put out the fire on the little guy.
Before you can even make it towards the star room, he is down, bam, dead. He has been burned alive. He's just this fried lizard at this point.
Tasty.
You're such a cruel individual. I want to try and get into the sitting room.
You'd be cruel too if every inanimate object in this entire house tried to kill you.
You go back towards the sitting room. The door from the sunroom to the sitting room is locked. There is a keyhole. Does look like it can be unlocked.
Can it be picked?
You believe so?
I give it a shot.
Roll it.
20.
You believe this lock was probably one of the oldest of any of them. This was the easiest lock to break so far. You give an instant tug on the door, and just like the opposite side of the crafting room, the door does not budge. You also remember from your map that this lounge between these two rooms was also blocked off by all the furniture in the open atrium.
I have black powder. I'm gonna try and blow the bitch up.
With just black powder?
I'll use one of his explosives too.
And black powder. Alright, you believe if you plant this, you will need to be out of this room when this thing goes off.
Well, we can always make it to the star room.
Or the little diamond room.
Or the little diamond room. Actually, that's a lot better.
I want to put the black powder along the edge of it. Along the edge of the door, right near the hinges.
Right?
Kind of like blow it off its hinges, literally.
And you can place your explosive. But we're going to want to use some of my black powder to make a trail, because the second it hits the black powder...
I want to place the explosive right at the bottom, so hopefully if anything happens, we can at least crawl underneath what's left of the door.
Okay. You do so and lead a trail back out of the sunroom into the little diamond room there.
Now, is the kobold corpse still smoldering?
It is still on fire in the star room, yes.
I want to use my short sword and kind of push him into the trail.
Okay. Roll perception. Both of you. Oh, good.
17!
Skaith, you don't even have a clue as you're kind of using your sword to nudge this fried lizard along. Ivory, you have this sudden realization that you have seen a corpse on fire before and it did not turn out well. As you now notice this little kobold starting to twitch.
Scave, don't do that!
Do what?
Touch the corpse!
I stop.
This kobold
Come alive.
starts twitching enough to unnaturally almost try and get up on its feet as this thing starts emanating fire. It is no longer on fire, it is now producing fire.
Is there any way I can liberate its head from its shoulders like I did the other one?
You believe so, as now you've noticed this thing has formed into an effigy. This is nothing more than a corpse controlled by magic fire.
I want to give it a shot.
Alright, cleave it. Roll it.
14.
Alright, use your sword?
Yes.
Alright,
I already have it out, why not?
you separate its head right from its shoulders. This thing falls limp, the fire goes out.
Do we have any other way of fire? My torch is burning to death.
Are the floors concrete or anything?
The floor in here is tile. You've easily got like flint and tinder in your adventures pack, guys.
Oh yeah, I do have flint and tinder.
I was just trying to be creative.
I used the flint and tinder to try and spark the gunpowder.
You spark the powder, it instantly leads a trail underneath the door in the diamond room, and you just wait a few seconds and kaboom! A loud explosion goes out. You can hear the shatter of glass as well. Once the dust has settled, you enter back into the sunroom. The entire room has been scorched, furniture has been thrown. The grandiose window leading outside has been blown out of its... blown to pieces. The door has been blown in half. The door still seems to be stuck in half. The bottom half is missing.
Is it a big enough hole we can crawl through?
Oh yes, it's just one of the larger doors, but this...
I suggest we do so. We crawl underneath.
Crawl underneath the door. You are now in the sitting room. The sitting room is essentially a sitting room. It is nothing more than large tables and collections of chairs. A nice little bright glass chandelier hangs above your heads and a few windows leading outside.
Are there any other rooms around us?
From the map, there is a lounge that you cannot get to from the other side that is also blocked by furniture. And this also opens back up to the stairwell, a small stairwell, and this also opens back out to the main atrium, but you also believe that this door to the atrium is also blocked by furniture.
So, in other words, there's no way we can progress.
You're
Everything
not...
is blocked by furniture.
You can get to the stairwell, and you haven't tried the door to the lounge.
I'll try the door to the lounge.
You open the door to the
Wait,
lounge.
you said it was blocked by furniture.
The door to the atrium is, from the sitting room.
Ah!
Remember that wall was covered in furniture.
Okay.
You open the door to the lounge. The lounge is devoid of furniture, but in fact you see a kind of a more gruesome look as you see essentially the entire collection of missing people. Unconscious and just kind of sitting up against the walls. They seem to be asleep or like unconscious, but they are against the walls, like properly sit down, not just like thrown in a pile or anything.
Is there anything we can do to help them?
Well, we found...
You are not sure.
I have an idea. Do I have any scraps of paper? I should have scraps of paper and stuff.
Yeah, you got a
I
scrap.
write a quick note and have my bird fly out the sunroom window now that we have that open for assistance. Let them know we found them and where they're at.
Who are you letting know and what? You're letting the council know?
The drow.
The bird quickly flutters out the window with your little note. As you kind of ponder in, not but 2 seconds go by before, whoosh, a large plume of silver-clad, like chrome smoke appears in the middle of the lounge. When it clears, it is none other than the drow himself, arms crossed. Okay, what do you want me to do? Got your note.
That was his idea, not mine. But how do we wake them up?
Yeah, we need some assistance.
He takes in, oh, as he realizes all the hostages or, missing people or whatever you want to call them. He starts giving one of them a look over. They all seem to be still dressed for the party. They have not been, like, looted or anything as far as he can tell. He says, I don't know. They're not sleeping. They're not paralyzed. As another warble is heard about from an open atrium and that echoes through the halls, very angrily and very eerily.
I also let them know what we've been fighting.
I swear to God, every piece of furniture we've come across comes alive!
Animate furniture? What are you talking about?
Well, we fought a demon piano, we fought demon books, we fought demon curtains.
Silverware.
There was slightly possessed silverware.
What, do we have a sorcerer or something? Like,
No, we have a mind flayer guy thingy.
Oh my gosh. He says, wait, did you say treasure chest?
I've been eaten by several of them.
Were they mimics?
Yes.
Okay, that's a thing. But what do you mean by... Furniture isn't animate.
A piano came to life and tried to eat us. And
Did it hurt you? You now realize the only thing that has actually damaged you had been the treasure chests. The other things have not actually inflicted damage on you.
No, hold on a moment. What about the curtains that attacked me?
You had 5 fire damage from when you set it on fire.
Oh.
He says, did anything hurt you?
Well, technically no. Maybe emotionally scarred, but physically no.
It's in your heads, idiots, he says. You gotta take out the flayer. Gosh, don't you guys know anything?
I've never come across a flare before, so no.
You need to do a little bit more reading up on your creatures of the wild, he says.
I've destroyed this person's house for no reason.
Yeah, it was all her.
What? Okay, what do you want from me? Do you want me to kill him? Like, where is he? Like, what do you
No,
want?
we just need the people out for safety.
Alright, what's the easiest way down you found? I can start carting people out.
The easiest way down is not easy at all. I pull out the map and show him that we have to go through all of these little rooms and down the stairs and back out the doors at the bottom.
Oh shoot, where's your bird, man?
I just sent him to you.
You now notice the bird has nestled back in your hood as it flew in from the sunroom. Where? How did he get...
Okay, there's a giant open gaping hole in the exterior wall
He
on the
takes
second floor.
He kind of goes past you guys and looks out into the sunroom as takes in the big explosion marks from everything. Oh cool, you broke a window! Yeah, that'll work. As you instantly see him pull out a rope and start fishing it down the window. I'll get this. Don't worry.
We'll find the flare and try and take him out at least.
That loud bellowing is warbled is heard again. As everyone roll for perception, as the drow will as well.
17.
10.
Okay, the drow didn't do good, but he is in the opposing room. You guys are still in the lounge. A few people take a few scrapes, as well as you guys, as the doors explode from the lounge to the atrium. As you can see, like literally someone has force ripped everything out of the path to the open atrium. All the furniture has been tossed aside in the atrium. A clear path has been made as the doors have blown up the hinges. In the center of the atrium, in the smaller circle of the armor, is the floating mind flayer himself, staring you guys down. Warbling is heard as he lifts a hands up and just points at you.
Okay, well now we have to keep in mind anything he sends at us is pretty much in our head. So, we charge him.
Alright. You want to just charge him and knock him down? What do you... Specifics, guys.
I want to throw my knife at him again.
Alright, you want to just throw one of your throwing daggers at him?
Yes.
Roll it.
I rolled a 6.
Okay. Your aim is good, but where did you aim at him? Or at it, sorry.
His chest.
Alright. This dagger goes straight through it, passes right through the flayer, and, just lands on the floor behind him. You find this particularly odd, as even though they are very manipulative, it should have hit it.
I think the flare is a product of the flare.
As a movement is heard from behind a few of these sets of armor. Like something is hiding behind some of these armor.
Smash it. I'm gonna smash the armor.
Alright, you instantly take your maul to one of these armors. It collapses once you've broken it off its stand. Nothing is behind it. You hear rustling behind the other one, like whatever this is hiding behind these armor suits. The elaborate flayer in the middle will turn towards Skaith, point at you. Roll me a contest, as this thing will try and mess you up.
11.
15. Alright, your little bird is like forced, like the Star Wars The Force, forcibly lifted from your hood, squawking and trying to get away from this invisible hand that has it. And as this flayer draws it in and literally puts its hand around the bird, holding it tight.
No!
It peers into your eyes. Roll a contest. 7.
11.
Alright. You can tell that this thing is trying to look into your soul, but you manage to kind of keep your own wits about you, but you do manage to hear at least what you think is the Illithid talking to you, and you manage to make out the words, "You will watch all others die before your end comes." As you see this illithid squeeze your bird, your bird starts frantically squawking.
I want to try and use the little dagger. I want to try and use my ice thing.
Your amulet?
And yeah, I want to. Actually, I want to use my rune.
Okay. Roll a d20 for your magical rune.
18.
18. From your rune in your hand glows bright, and from it you get an item which looks like a projectile weapon. Something more like a bow and arrow, but all in one. Something like a miniature crossbow of sorts, but nothing you've seen. And you can tell it will produce shard-like projectiles, so essentially this makeshift crossbow.
Can she see the bird?
Ivory,
Do I know he has the bird?
you are looking at this scene, which is this illithid pointing at Daniel. Daniel seems to be agaped in horror.
I didn't hear you.
You turn around and you see this illithid pointing at Daniel. The illithid's floating up above the ground. Now you also find it very particular. Both of you taken notice that illithids don't normally float, but you just see it pointing at Skaith. Skaith looks horrified beyond belief as Skaith's little finch is just ever so nicely nestled in his hood. Skaith, roll another contest to try and fight the grip of this thing.
12.
18. You hear the final snaps and the silent cut-off as your bird is literally snapped in half as it is squashed to death in the grip of this illithid. Your bird is no more. He
I
drops
just fall
the...
to my knees and lose it.
It drops to the floor with a thud. Ivory, you see Daniel drop to his knees and break into hysterical weepings.
I'm going to use the weapon I summoned and try and... I don't want to shoot it because I think it's a figment of the imagination. But to confirm it, I want to go ahead and try and hit him.
You fire off one little shard round to kind of test how this weapon works, and it passes right through it.
Okay. I'm gonna let Skaith know my theory. I don't think it's the actual thing. I think it is just a projection of the actual monster.
Ivory, to
But
which
he
you...
killed my bird!
Ivory, to which you also hear more wrestling behind you, like there's something still in this room, but it's hiding from you guys. Skaith, roll another d20.
5.
You also, you saw Ivory shoot this one shard through this illithid. The illithid also looks over and actually force lifts Ivory like Darth Vader's choking someone out. Lifts her off of her legs up into the air. He is literally choking the life out of her. He states again, "You will watch all die before your suffering ends."
I am being choked. I want to use my...
Ivory, you are just fine.
Oh.
This thing is just looking at Daniel, still pointing at him. Nothing has happened.
I'm just losing it.
Okay, I want to try and find the thing that's hiding. I'm gonna start smashing armor until it doesn't have anything else to hide behind.
Alright. We're gonna roll a contest to see if you find him. First one.
17.
No, the armor goes to the floor. Next one. 16, we tied. This one goes to the floor. You got a glimpse of whatever it was. It is kind of hidden in the shadows, but it kind of runs around the far side. You see it pass between a few of the armor, so you know it's kind of run around the far side.
I try and corner it.
Alright, you try to head it off to where you think it went to. To which, the door at the back near the stairs opens up, and 3 kobolds come through. They are all visible. They instantly spot you and go right for you. Skaith, what would you like to try and do?
I want to try and... You know what?
Would you like the first try in contest to break free of whatever this is?
Sure.
Okay, roll it.
7.
Not enough. As you watch in horror as this elephant snaps your friend's neck. Ivory's body falls to the floor. DED.
I am so pissed off now. I want to use my rune and try I get something to blast it away.
You, through your anger or feelings of whatever they may be, you happen to remember your magical rune. You pull it out. Roll a d20 for your magical weapon.
15.
Alright, you get the Wand of Wonder. This is a golden wand with unknown powers. So basically it's a gambler's wand.
Works for me. I want to point it at the flare guy in the sky and hope I blast him away.
Roll for effect.
What do I roll?
d20 as well.
6.
Alright, a large bolt of plain lightning, electricity, arcs out of the wand, straight through the figment. It dissipates and you come to your senses as you are not holding anything. We're just pointing at where this elephant used to be. A few armor stands have been broken. You hear the chirp of the finch in your hood. And Ivory is about to run head on with a few kobolds. You are like, what the heck just happened? You don't know what to feel right now.
That's one hell of a trip.
I toss him my little flask of ale. You look like you could use that.
Alright, Ivory, this first kobold will come at you with a 13. Does that hit your armor class?
I have 17 as
That's
armor
right.
class.
A 2 and a 20. Alright. This one kobold with a short sword will take a hit at you. You rolled a measly 1, so that's about 7 damage off of you. He gets a good little cut into your shoulder. Go for it.
You're attacking him?
Yeah, I'm going to try and smash all 3 of them. Swipe all 3 of them with my thing.
Okay, roll it.
18,
3 times for me. 18 did it. Yep.
9,
Nope.
7.
No. You happen to get the first kobold. The other 2 kind of duck out of the way. You give a good chop to him. I'll take about down to half health, as they're not particularly strong. They will try once more to attack you. First one rolled a 14, as you've cleaved a good portion into him. Second one rolled a crit. Third one rolled an 18. So that will be a good hit for about 15 points of damage. Second hit will be another 15 points of damage.
So I lost 30 points of damage?
Yep.
Skaith, how you doing?
I am pissed.
What's up?
I am really just freaking pissed.
To which you hear a noise behind you. Something is...
Hold on. Computer shutting down. I hit a button and...
Gasp. Alright. Sounds like we need to pause recording.